come out with a better draft here?
I think I kind of still like the TnC lineup more, even though they're up against the Morphling. But because the Storm seems like if he gets really fat, there are very little stuns to actually deal with him. They're not good stuns against the Storm. But then again, it's Morphling, you know, so... but I'll just like TnC for this.
Yeah, it's hard to go against. Well, I'm just going to change the live play. That's pretty cool. They've got ROTK and Burning casting the grand finals in Macau. That's pretty high. So if you guys and girls understand Chinese, be sure to go and check them out. They'll be on it's on the Huamao stream if you want to go and watch ROTK and Burning. What a casting combo indeed. But it's a shame that we can't understand it. You can understand a bit of it, can't you, Winter?
Yeah, some of it.
Some of it. Have you ever heard ROTK and Burning cast before?
Yeah, I have to try and improve my insights.
Oh yeah? Are they any good? Do they meme a lot? Are they pretty serious? What are they like?
No, they are very serious.
They're very serious. Okay.
They do joke a lot too, but they are very serious usually about the game. Very insightful.
One day I'll have to learn the old Chinese and maybe I'll have to have a listen. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen, as we get into the game. This is the grand finals between TnC and OG. It's a best of 3 here at the Macau Minor. And I'm OD Pixel. I'm joined by Winter, and we'll go for a quick rundown of the teams. TnC, we have Raven, Terrorblade, 1437 Skyrath, Sam H, Clockwork, Tims, Tusk, Cuckoo, Storm Spirit. Over on OG, S4 Omni Knight, Jerax, Spirit, Spirit, Elder Titan, Fly, Bane, Resolution, it's early, Resolution Morphling, and Notel on the Tiny. Looks like we might see something kick off down here already as TnC, they're hunting. Jerax, I was actually looking for the stomp there, but Sam H with the battery, so ends up cancelling it. S4 gets brought down low. But the full 5-man of OG are here. Now Notel trying to get a lockdown. Manages to find the avalanche onto Cuckoo. They're focusing the storm. They've got the shards to try and slow him down. Cuckoo's going to be fine. Turns back towards Jerax. Jerax catches him out with the sleep. But now OG, they're looking for the disengage. They want to try and get themselves out of there. Cuckoo has to be careful as well. Look at the slow out. 1437 slowing down Notel. They have the level 1 reflection. They're looking for the kill, but the purification from S4 keeps Notel alive. Now they turn their attention towards Fly, but the sleep's there again. Sam H held in place. Who's going to go down first? It's going to be Fly. First blood to TnC. Cuckoo will take the kill. Jerax falling low. Resolution has to waveform away. The sound will be stopped.
What's happening?
What a 5-on-5 to start the show with. TnC getting the first blood and getting it in as well. That's a bit of a crazy way to start there. Both teams were seemingly happy to fight at that.
Who got the kill? Oh,
Cuckoo
Storm got
the
kill?
Storm got it.
Oh my god. That is like the best hero to get the first blood on.
And look at this as well, Winter. You're absolutely right. They take Resolution to the mid on the Morphling. And they do put Notel up in the top lane. So what's the reason for this? Is this just because the Tiny would have had a really tough time here? Why are you making this decision to put Morph mid?
I think it's better for the lane, like you said. I think Tiny against Storm is a bit difficult for him in the lane. You don't want that to happen. So the matchup is better here.
Okay.
And they're gonna like put heroes in middle, you know, like a lot of teams are doing this now, like 2 heroes mid, so Morphling is like better in this setup.
Well, up top, Sam H is going to have to be out on his own up against Jerax and Notel. Obviously there's that synergy there as well once the levels are out on Notel and Jerax, whether you're going to have that magic resistance reduction with the Tiny combo, which can do a lot of damage if they land it together. At the mid lane, Cuckoo being backed up by Tims. Bottom lane, Raven farming at the moment, sort of on his own. He got 1437 out. Okay, he's been making the pulls, so trying to control this lane a little bit for Raven. I mean, do you think is Raven going to be okay farming down here against the Omni Knight? Can S4 do much to bully him?
Yeah, S4 can definitely do a lot to bully him, and he had like reflection at level 1 earlier. So
yeah.
As you can see at the last hit, S4 is definitely getting good amount of last hits in the lane already. And Skyrath doesn't have his first spell. He has the slow because of the fight.
Ah, true. So yeah, that level 1 harassment is not going to be quite as high as maybe it could have been. Mid lane CS, Rezo 6 for 6, Cuckoo 6 for 2. Slightly for Rezo, but all in all very close. Bottom, Tims tries for the shard block, but Fly, he's already out onto the high ground. They'll turn their attention towards S4. Now coming in for a bit of a go, he has saved his 3rd skill point, so he can put it into repel if he feels the need to do. He's actually going to put it into Purification instead, just going for that extra heal. It's not going to be enough, though. TnC claimed the second kill with the support movement down bottom.
Yeah, he's dead either way, I think. Even if he gets repelled, I don't think he would have survived there.
Yeah, with the Metamorphosis up, it's too much physical, yeah.
Yeah, right now the attention is going to be on the two position force, like the Elder Titan and the Tusker. Whoever's going to be able to set up stuff for their team. They're the key players to watch out now. Secure bounty runes, and just annoy the other the lanes and secure the lanes as much as they can. Oh, this ET is just getting some stacks here for the Tiny. Not a double stack.
Well, that is true, yeah. Some tasty farm, and also a tasty way to buff up the spirit if he wants to go in and sort of get the punches.
Yeah, that's true.
So we'll see if Jerax does take advantage of that, which can be very nice in this lane, especially if they do get the combo with the Avalanche toss. He's got 2 points in toss now, Nota. They have a good chance there. Mid lane, Cuckoo getting a bit bullied. Flies come towards the mid lane and is sitting there, and is allowing Resolution to get quite a significant lead in this mid lane matchup. 15 for 13 against the 9 for 3. That 11 for 3 now. That's a lot of denies in this mid lane.
Yeah, if you look at the map right now, both teams are actually doing very, very different stuff. Like Jerax and the Bane on Fly, they are both sitting in one lane, like trying to secure the lanes. Because the Elder Titan can't do much to the clock, it's always dangerous to actually go near him. He's just like trying to get as much as he can, get levels, secure bounty rune, stack the jungle, and Bane is just sitting to, make sure that the Morphling gets ahead in CS against the Storm, and S4 is left on his own. And the other two TnC supports are moving around a lot, trying to secure a kill or get a kill.
Where's their best place to go? That's the thing. I feel like would Tiny not be the easier kill? Like bottom lane's hard because S4 is nearly level 4.
I think Clockwork's lane probably.
Yeah.
Clockwork has a lot of levels, so he has like 2 and going to be 3 points in battery assault. That's probably the highest kill potential. But no tail gonna go onto the Clockwork here. Stomp.
No Tail can't get in for the right click there with the battery assault, cancelling the attack animation, so he has to back away. So Sam H will survive for now. No Tail seeing if he could get a toss in or such, but Sam H will get himself back to safety, so just enough health to keep that clock alive.
They should be making a smoke soon. I think as soon as Sam H returns to the lane, like if you're TnC, you want to make a move towards top or maybe towards the jungle. Because you know that the Elder Titan has been missing for some time and probably doing some stacking because there's a Tiny. So you want to place like jungle wards for sure if you're TnC. So I think that's probably what they're going to look to do.
Look, yeah, as you say, the amount of stacks that are here in this stage of the game, 5 minutes, is some of the biggest amount of stacking I've seen in the early opening stages of the game. Bottom lane S4 getting gone on again with the Metamorphosis. Raven will be able to take him down once again. 2-0-1 now in the Terrorblade, involved in all of the 3 kills. Been a very fruitful start for the man. Up top, Sam H, diving towers as he goes in and does get forced around by Jerax.
He got tossed into the tower. I don't think he's died. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm not sure. I didn't see. But
no, definitely.
Right now, OG is like trying to look for opportunity to clear out the stacks, get the levels on the Tiny, and give the lane to the Elder Titan, so everyone is maximizing their leveling efficiency. TnC really needs to get something done when they are clearing the stacks. Push a tower or get a kill.
Well, Raven down bottom was getting gone on. Nearly is able to actually switch it around and go back on to the Bane. But he doesn't have quite enough damage. The Enfeeble slowing him down just that little too much. So Raven will back off mid lane. Cuckoo still behind, as you say, Resolution. I feel like he's not missing a creep or such. He's 36 and 24 on this mid Morphling. Pretty much impeccable CSing.
He's not the highest in that. Well, Terrorblade is the highest.
Yes, with the kills that Raven has, he's certainly having the best time in this opening. Down bottom once again. Bit of pressure coming in from Fly now with S4. 1437's there to try and zone the Bane back and away.
Yeah, like look at the systematical lane securing from OG. They secured mid and top, and then after the lanes are okay, Fly immediately moves to the off lane to help the Omni Knight. Trying to help out his team as much as they can and being very efficient. They're not trying to like gank or secure kills. They're just trying to make sure that everyone can get good amount of like last hitting and leveling. OT on the other hand gets a catch onto the Clockwork.
I'll see if they can chase him. We're looking for the positioning, but Sam hook shots over to Jerax, pops the cog stamp, and with that he will be able to keep himself away, go straight for the TP, and it's a smart through from Sam. gets himself all the way. Does decide to TP back to base rather than straight to the tower, so we'll have to make the long walk out. But at least avoids OG being able to get the kill on him.
Yeah, but a passive game I think kind of favors OG more because they can clear out all their stacks here. They have so much net worth waiting to be claimed. So I think they kind of prefer the game being this way, and when Tiny gets his blink, then the game starts rolling for them.
Yeah, do you imagine that is going to be the build for Notel this game?
I think it should be.
Yeah,
he's been building it that way. Because look at their heroes, like he's the main hero to move. Omni Knight offlane is not going to want to like move and gank. He is going to look to sit and try to get items and levels. So Tiny is the main guy moving.
Got Fly here protecting the illusion rune. We'll go the way of Notel, so he can bottle it up. And they have got eyes on this, both teams with the wards around this top rune spot. And Samh is eyeing this up. He does have hookshot back up, but with the toss potential, very hard to really go in on the Tiny on his own. Mid lane Reza, wave forming in. It's getting to the point where it's a little bit scary if you head into the lane against Reza. He can chase you down and give you quite a punch with that extra agi that he can already shift into.
Storm is keeping up pretty nicely though, to be frank. It's like 300 net worth behind. That's not a big deal for now.
Yeah, he's been headed into the camps in the jungle, keeping it safe, and as you say, Cuckoo's he's not been feeding in the mid lane at all. No deaths on the Storm Spirit, making sure that OG can't punish him. And now, yeah, he's good levels as well. Nearly level 7. So Cuckoo's certainly surviving after the bit of a rough start, as Rezo did manage to get the CS advantage. But as you say, playing the farm game, keeping that gap to a minimum between the two mids.
Yep, so now Raven moves to top, trying to use his metamorphosis to secure a tower. But gonna be spotted out by OG.
Now Tim's tries for the shard block onto Jerax, but can't quite find the range. And the full lane swap will continue. Down bottom, Fly and S4. They go in onto 1437. Samh is there with the response. He is on his own though. He can quite play around with these two. He's a little low on the mana, so he'll have to get himself
top
out.
Lane as well.
They're going in for the fight. Raven's low. He has got the Sunder back up with the one charge. He's given him just enough mana to cast it. And now he turns his attention towards Notel. Notel chucking away Tim, so they don't quite have the vision. They're hunting, but the ult from Jerax comes through, forcing Raven to back up. Raven will turn his attention towards Jerax. Oh, he can't quite get him. Yes, he can. Tims will find the kill with the shards, but they lose Raven's life. It's a 1-for-1. Tims going for the TP out. They can't cancel it.
Wow, very, very nicely done by OG there. Good juke by Notel. Using his clang blade and getting into that hidden spot. Otherwise, I think that would have been his death there. And allowing S4 and the Omni Knight time to get in with his TP, cast that purification, and turning the fight around. Nicely done.
Yeah, very, very close. Could have swung even more either way. And off the back of that, OG starting to get a bit of a lead. 2k as both of their cores doing very well. Raven still at the top, level with Notel's farm. And is going to head straight back up to the top lane. Wants to keep up there, but it's going to be that long period where he doesn't have Metamorphosis, so will be a little vulnerable in that lane. And almost certainly will need backup. As the wave's already pushing in, so he can farm under his tower. But this tower, it's getting pretty low. S4 and Notel doing a good job at taking this tower down.
Yep, they have like a really good spread of network across all 3 of their cores, whereas on TnC, Samh is the one like lagging behind because his clockwork. He's trying to move around to help the team more, so he's not being able to keep up in terms of network. He's
looking for this. He's thinking about committing it, but it was, I mean, Jerax just put it in chat saying it was a bait, and indeed it was. They have the Fiend's Grip into the TP rotations, and OG take the life of the clock. They had that all set up, OG. The trap was set, and it was successful. Gets them the kill.
That was like 2 TPs there, so if TnC can actually force the tower top and claim it, then it wouldn't be that bad for them losing the clockwork.
Let's see if they can get it.
Elder Titan is already on his way to defend the tower, so it would be difficult if they don't actually find him. Because might be able to set up for something if he gets a good storm.
And Notel has got the Blink Dagger complete, but at the moment he is staying down on the bottom lane, just looking to take a tier 1 himself. Let's see what Jerax's plan is here in the lane. Resolution finds Cuckoo, just enough mana to zip himself back to safety as they try and move in and blow up the Storm Spirit with the burst that they have. Raven does have the Mask of Madness complete. And top lane now will be answered by some more of OG. Fly and S4 heading up top. But already, Tims has backed away. Raven's starting to retreat. Just need to be careful. Gets a decent amount of damage done to the tower, but the tower does still stay up for now. Tims thinking about having a look back in. He's level 6. He has the Walrus Punch. No tail wrapping around towards the mid lane as well. But they scan top, so OG know that people are here.
They are doing a very, very good job defending their towers against a TB. Not losing any towers at 12 minutes. That's amazing.
Mid lane no tail. Finds an AFK 1437. And combos him down. Oh.
No? Okay.
Didn't want
Free
to.
kill.
He was thinking about it, Sam, but as you say, holds off on jumping in on that.
Yeah. Notia is really making very, very good movements for his team, creating a lot of space for that morphing to keep farming. Because that's what you want to do as a morph. You don't want to be joining fights early. You want to be like very focused on getting your items, like your first item, the Lincolns especially.
Raven, Metamorphosis is back up, so with the next push, you should have a good chance of pushing it. But yeah, look how ready OG are for this. They've got Jerax still hiding in the trees, Fly revealing in lane, S4 still in the neighborhood. It's very hard for TnC and Raven to make these sort of pushes when OG are hiding out, ready to respond like this.
Yeah, and with the Tiny off the map constantly, it's like a lot of like mental pressure. A Tiny with dagger at this stage, missing.
And look up top, TnC, they are going to try for it. They zip onto Fly. Fly gets the defensive self-nightmare out in time. Raven, no, he actually takes it off onto himself, but that's going to set up for the combo from No-Tail and Rezo.
Oh.
As that is Raven down. I don't know if he necessarily wanted to take the nightmare for himself there.
That was a big mistake there. I think that was a misplay, for sure.
Yeah, he ends up getting blown up. No chance to send or react.
And it's a Metamorphosis down the drain as well for 2 minutes. That is absolutely huge.
And still the towers stay up. Bottom lane, you've got OG looking for the setup on Tims. Jerax gets the Echo Stomp. No-Tail, he's in with the combo. It's another kill for this Blink Dagger Tiny. 4-0-2. OG starting to step up the pace and tempo whilst maintaining full control of their towers.
Yeah, they're multitasking very well. Like being on the offense and the defense at the same time and doing it perfectly. That's really, really hard to do. Like a lot of teamwork and experience and communication. That's very impressive.
So for Raven,
TnC right now, they have to wait for the next meta to be able to... Maybe the Clockwork and the Skyrap can try to set up something with the hook into a Mystic Flare combo.
yeah, look at their eyes set down bottom, but No-Tail hiding in the trees, waiting for someone to come out. He will reveal himself. We'll see if these two feel that they could have a go at this. It is a tricky one. Lane getting pushed in both bottom and mid lane. Raven is managing to get a bit of pressure back on this tier 1 tower, and with the illusion, he should finally be able to take it. They'll pop a fortification, but this time round, no members of OG looking to defend. Bottom lane, they've got the jump in, they've got the combo with the snowball as well. No-Tail stuck in the cogs. It's a big kill for TnC. They're able to put a stop to this Tiny's kill streak. 1437 gets the kill. Tower does still fall, but at the same time, as I was saying, Raven does get tier 1 top as well.
Yep, and OG is trying to press forward with another tier 1 at middle. Not sure if they're going to be successful here. But at the end of the day, so it was 1-for-1 tower and they got the kill on the Tiny. So
yeah,
definitely a good trade for VP. Sorry, not VP, TnC.
VP? VP Raven confirmed. TnC indeed. 7 for 5. 3k lead still for OG. But definitely Raven's Terrorblade one to watch out for. Even though, as you say, they didn't necessarily get those early pushes as successful as they would have liked with the Metamorphosis. He's still farming very well, and with the Mask of Madness, he's only going to create a bigger gap between himself and the carries of OG's side if he's allowed to do so on his half of the map. We'll see how well OG can invade and sort of punish the Terrorblade during this farming phase. Which they if they get their hands on him, as we've seen, they can blow him up very easily with the combo. The amount of magical they have at this stage.
Elder Titan and the Tiny just kills everything.
Fly. Oh, this Invis rune. Look at this. This could set up something perfect for OG. The Invis rune into the Fiend's Grip. No chance to respond to that one as Raven gets punished. TnC were smoked up, but nowhere in position to actually do anything to be able to save Raven in that situation.
Yeah, there's going to be a tower as well. That is a big pick off into an objective, like perfect scenario for OG. I'm not sure if TnC can do much to defend here. They're going to try, but don't think they can hold this tower.
Repel onto Rezo with this tower. That will be the the Lincoln Sphere completed, but he actually backs away, a little too scared to sort of stand the ground and finish the tower off. I mean, Tim's and 1437 there. No Tail will jump back in, look to finish it off. There we have it. And that indeed, that'll be the completed Lincoln Sphere out for this Morphling. So now the Morph, much more of an issue for these heroes like the Skyref that were being picked to sort of control him. If he's quick on the fingers, Rezo's going to be very hard to deal with.
Yeah, Storm has been having a quiet game so far, like busy farming, focusing on his economy, like trying to get his Bloodstone ASAP. So haven't seen much from him after that first blood before the creep spawn.
Yeah, absolutely. That was sort of
his only kill.
Yeah, that was his job done. He was like, right, boys, back to farming. And it's the right way to play, as you say. He needs to have that Bloodstone. Ooh, Raven. Puts a fine in there with the help of Sam H and his hook shot. They cut in.
Pick up there.
Yeah, more money for the Terrorblade. As long as they can fuel this machine, TnC still have a chance.
Skyref got a deep ward down, so they have this jungle vision. They wanted to have this ward a lot earlier, but they couldn't actually do it because of all the fights that was happening. It's difficult for them to get in, but right now they have a deep ward. They actually have two good vision around the top side jungle and the bottom side jungle, so good information for them. See if Storm can actually use this to get a pick off to increase his Bloodstone charges. That would be really nice for him.
Yep. Has it just complete? No Tail. Does have another stack that he's cleaning up with the Ancients. Item-wise after the blink. It's the Yasha mid lane. 1437 moving forward. Rezo being backed up by S4. A very hard combo to break through.
Yeah, both teams just very happy to just play the economy game, because if you look at the lineups, top lane, pick off Bloodstone.
Straight in. Has he got enough damage? Yes, he has. Can he get out though? That's another question. Fly. He's there with the Fiend's Grip, and as quickly as Cuckoo finds up Bloodstone charges,
he got a deny. But that is sad still. Though. You just got the Bloodstone and you have to do that. Yeah. It's still a very big deal for OG to get actually that deny.
Yeah. 14 plus 1, that's 15. Minus 5, that's 10. Quick maths. That's not going to be good maths for TnC. A 4k lead for OG now with that kill. No Tail with the S&Y complete. How's Raven doing item-wise? He's very close to having the ultimate orb, so nearly does have. He is closing in on the Manta start. But OG are ready to go.
Yep, with the S&Y on Tiny, they feel like they're hitting a first small timing window, so they're gonna try to take advantage of it. Difficult for them to stay a part of the map because of the storm.
But look at that.
They don't want to be alone.
They scanned it. Yeah, TnC know what's up. They know that there's a movement coming in.
Yeah, because if you look, actually never mind.
They'll turn towards Sam H. Yeah, Sam H in trouble. We'll put the cogs down. Cuckoo is going to zip onto the sidelines. Finds Fly. Going for the Nightmare, but he's still down. The ult flies in. That's going to be big from Jerax. Catches out 3, and now Rezo jumps forward. Takes down the Tusk. TnC backing off. Jerax trying to keep the fight going. No Tail jumping in, looking for the combo onto Cuckoo. They have to sleep, buying time for the Tots to come back offline. But Cuckoo is not enough damage. Cuckoo will survive. Rezo does get the double kill. On the back of it all, S4 tried to wrap around, but Cuckoo held him in place with the Vortex. And now S4 himself, he's in trouble. 1437 has the silence. Cuckoo turns back around, gets the kill. No Tail and Rezo move in though. And they will end up finding the triple for the Morphling. So even though Raven Wearable was able to get a couple of kills, he still ends up going down. Resolution getting massively out of hand despite TnC's best efforts, as this morph is looking very hard to stop.
Not all is lost, Owen. Storm didn't die, so he was able to get recover, I would say, 2 Bloodstone charges. That's something for him. And it's going to be on his way to the Kaya, Bloodstone Kaya Orchid. Once you get those items, Storm is going to be a huge nuisance.
They need to worry though, because Resolution is 1,000 away from having the E-Blade, and we've already seen how much Burst potentially has without it with the backup of the Elder Titan. It's going to get even harder. S4 finishes off his Blink Dagger, so those repel saves are going to be easier for him to pull off.
Yeah, they have to try and focus him in the fight though, otherwise the Omni is just going to keep his team alive. So I guess it'll be the Storm's job, or the Clockwork, to find him in the fights. And make sure that he doesn't get too many repels and heals off. Especially on the Morphling.
Let's see what they can find here. Raven did pick up the recipe after sort of a panic buy as he was going down and put out. Now have the money for the completed Manta stuff, so that's complete. Fly. Oh, he's got his eyes on Cuckoo. He invades the jungle, has the setup. TPs are coming in, but it's going to be cancelled. They know that there's no saving the Storm
that should be
Spirit.
Rush.
And they are indeed straight into the pit. Resolution in the boys is there. Anyway, TnC can stop it. They will have Storm back up in 10 seconds. And maybe that's enough. OG a little bit scared. They'll back away. It looks like they don't want to commit with the pit.
Yeah, I guess
with the Storm having such a short respawn.
No need to risk like something getting like the Aegis getting stolen because they have the Storm and the Clockwork. So and they're okay playing a slow game, more focus on making sure that everything is stable. They don't have to do anything too fancy. They have a good lead right now. Just need to build on it instead of trying to risk getting a bigger lead and throwing a lot of it away.
I mean, what was the next move for TnC? They are 7k down. How do they sort of get control back of this game? Is it all just about making sure that the space is there for Raven to farm safely? Like, can Terrorblade still carry this game?
I think he can, even though it will be difficult because of like ET and Omni. They are two very good heroes against Terrorblade. He's gonna need his BKB though to be able to take the fights. I think they are gonna need to wait for the BKB on Storm and BKB on Terrorblade. I would say that
Their mid lane is going in onto Tims. Tims buys some time with the snowball, but it's still not enough. And with the Nightmare set up from Fly, they're going to look for a second kill. They've found 1437. 2 more kills for Resolution. They just can't stop this Water Boy. He's 5-0-1. And with the E-Blade, as we saw, it's so easy for this hero to get kills just like that. With 2 heroes down, no tell. He's into the pit. They're thinking about it. Still not necessarily the quickest of Roshans, unless Rezo looks to join and commit. But Rezo's actually got his sights set towards the top. They knew that Cuckoo was pushing it in. And maybe we're seeing if they could catch out the Storm. Is it going to be the case?
There are no rush to get the Rosh because they have a very good scaling lineup, and Morphling is going to reach to a point where I think he's going to take the Morph target allies, so you can actually have the double repel. That would be very useful.
Yeah, we'll see if I swear I've seen so many Morphlings, and very few of them actually do utilize the ultimate. Which is fair enough, because a lot of the times they're just at a point where they can just delete heroes. Like, it's like the other spells aren't good.
You know they can abuse it, this game, with the... Oh, wait a minute. Bomb?
What? It should be fine.
Okay, that was a good try by Jarex. But because they have Tiny on the team, you replicate the Tiny. I mean, you morph the Tiny and then you get the tree grab.
Yeah, okay. And then you get the extra damage when you... And
you have the splash, the range splash.
Okay. That is true. I'll be interested to see if he does do it.
I'm sure he'll do it at some point.
Because as I said, I've seen so many times, so many games where it's like, it's really good if the morph does this target. They never do. But you're right. A morphling with a tree, that sounds pretty terrifying.
Yeah, either one. The double repel with the tree, they're both very, very useful for him. So right now, they're going to be on the smoke. They want another... I think another pickoff would definitely give them a rush.
Well, they've found Tims. Jump in and the Tusk is gone. 50 seconds, no Tusk.
It's just a support. Okay, maybe that's not enough. They need a bigger kill.
Cuckoo's still proving to be quite elusive. It's very hard to control this Storm Spirit. And they will finally get this tier 1 down bottom. Raven gets the push on. S4 trying to chase this, but Raven's already out with the TP. Cuckoo's still around. His TP actually unavailable for 8 seconds, but he has the regen.
Fine.
Yeah.
It should be fine, yeah.
He's more than okay. As he gets himself out of that.
They're doing a good job getting whatever they can, despite the difficult circumstances they're in right now. Have to try to get to the BKBs before they can really fight OG. And on top of that, the Terrorblade have to... I think you have to buy an AC because you're against the Elder Titan as well. That would be also another thing. Annoying.
I know indeed. It's just the amount it adds up to. And you know, one of the other things you can do. I don't know if they patched it, but you remember with the Morphling, if you take the Terrorblade and then you metamorphosis when the ult is wearing out, when the morph's wearing out, and then so you still got metamorphosis after. When the metamorphosis ends, you know how it turns the TB back to melee? There was like a bug. Oh, I'm sure it's a feature where it would make the Morphling melee. and then you could build like Battle Fury and stuff. But I don't know if that's good. Like, is that good to make the Morphling melee? And I don't know if it still works. They probably fixed it. But
I'm not sure if it still works. But
yeah.
So, I think you'd rather be range.
Sure. Yeah, I guess so. It would be cool for some clutch plays, but we'll see what happens. As I say, I very rarely see Morphlings ever use the Morph skill. It's, you know, it's not really living up to the name Ultimate ability when it's not really the reason why the hero's picked at all at the moment.
The most common ones you see people do is like before they're going for a kill, they morph into the stunning hero. They use their disable and then they morph back to hit him. That's the common usage I see in a lot.
He does take it indeed. He has got the morph target's allies, so maybe we'll see some Morphling shenanigans with his teammates.
With a tiny.
I'm ready to see him do it. Oh, Cuckoo zipping in, zipping out, pushing them back, managing to stabilize the lead. So to get to 7k, but as we can see, it's keeping around that point as Raven's still farming very well. It's 2k behind the Morphling, but considering his team as a whole, 7k behind, the Terrorblade is still doing fine for himself. Nearly has the money for the completed Hurricane Pike.
The Roshan is something that OG has been wanting to do for ages, to you know, further extend their lead. You want the Aegis, and on top of that Aegis, get a gem on your support, control the map. Those are the things that OG wants to do to further extend their lead. And TnC is just trying their best to keep up and get more items on the Storm, so that he can actually do a lot, because OG doesn't have really good lockdown against the Storm. Until they have a Hex, I guess. When they get a Hex on Omni, then maybe they can kill him.
Flying Rezo towards mid, they were eyeing up the Terrorblade, but it's a little deep to sort of go in on. You've got Samate shoving in the lane, cutting the creeps off. Fly now starting to move across, see if he can get anyone in mid. They have that ward drop down to see if they can get the vision. But TnC doing a good job at the moment of avoiding OG's movements.
Yep. They are just trying to get whatever they can without losing heroes to the Tiny. They have not given Tiny a pick off for quite some time now. This vision from OG right now, having like 3 deep vision into the TnC base, but still not going to give away any pickoffs, even though the enemy has so many good wards around. This tower, on the other hand, gonna be difficult for TnC to defend.
Yeah, Speed Resolution takes this down with the amount of punch he has with his right clicks. Will be very quick. They do get the trade though up top. Tier 2 will go down in response. So tier 2 for tier 2 trade, because OG are getting the big one. They're getting that mid one. And the build as well from Notel. So talking about lockdown, he now has the Orchid complete on time.
Wow. Okay, that's a first.
Yeah. One of the ways, I guess, to answer to the Storm. The Storm doesn't have a Yule Scepter or a Lincoln, so is vulnerable to being silenced.
He's building a Lincoln's.
He's going to need it with Notel having this build.
Not something you see too often, but I guess useful against the Storm. And right now OG are on the prowl once again with the Morphling. Who are they gonna get here?
Oh,
just a support?
There we go. There was a support there.
I mean, this is like whatever, you know, if you're TnC, that's like a 4-man smoke. It's not even worth it to kill him for the time that they spend in the smoke.
Tanking the gank. OG, they will look towards the bit. OG TPing back because Cuckoo, he's gone in deep. And he's going to be sent back.
Oh my god, that was so well done by OG. That Rod of Atos from the Elder Titan, value.
Yeah, they've said between that and the Orchid, they certainly do have good ways to catch out the Storm now. Now, into the pit they go. And they will take this Roshan down very, very quickly. 2 heroes down on TnC. They're not going to be able to get there in time. They've got the vision with the flare, but no way that they can make their way over. So OG will grab themselves the Aegis. Resolution will take it. Even though I don't really know if this Morphling is in any danger of dying. But just in case he is, he has got that second life. 6-0-1 on Resolution this game. He's having a very, very, very smooth time with the Morph.
Morphing tutorial, my man.
He's hitting all the timings, doing everything that the team needs him to. And he is this big sort of raid boss that deals an insane amount of damage output at this stage of the game. I'm pretty sure in the rest of this series we'll see Morphling more carefully thought about in the drafting stages, in the earlier phases. As this hero, honestly, I don't know what the win rate is, but it really does seem like this hero is just so good at the moment with these teams.
You're just keeping your eyes on this Morphling, waiting for him to use his Morph.
Guys, you know that he's going to do... I mean, he's not used it. As I said, this is what happens. They just don't use the ultimate. I think, you know, for these carry players, there's just too many buttons, you know.
I mean, you don't need to, you know.
That's the thing, yeah. The hero is so good, you don't need to use the ultimate.
I mean, that's true to a certain extent. Like, he's already dominating the game with his wave and his damage from the agility, just taking towers after towers. The enemy literally can't fight him at all. Why does he even need to use his ultimate?
Zip in, zip out from Cuckoo. He's getting the creep. Bottom lane, TnC were getting a bit of pressure onto this tier 2. Are nearly able to take it. But No-Tail comes in. Will de-push the lane. Has the bots ready to join his team if need be. Raven building as the BKB now, just making sure that he can get ready for this almost certain high ground defense they're having to come in with soon as OG are pressuring. I mean, look at Rezo. He just heads up on his own. Will get silenced though, brought down. They'll be able to kill the Morph once.
So much for not being able to die.
Yeah, if he gets caught out like that with the silence before he starts to shift, Rezo will fall. But did have the Aegis, of course. He is still alive. But as we saw, definitely potential for TnC to find that kill if Rezo misplays.
I mean, he has a Manta and Lincoln, so that for that to occur again would be quite hard.
Yeah,
if he's careful.
Yeah, you can imagine he's going to be a bit more aware of that. Maybe didn't expect. I believe the Orchid had only just been finished on Cuckoo, so didn't expect having sort of those, you know, not just the ancient seal, but having a second silence to play around.
Maybe he wants a BKB next after the Skadi. Then I don't think he'll be able to die. Yep,
Yeah.
that's gonna be like maybe 5 minutes away. He's gonna get there. There's still towers to be claimed. Maybe even like a second Roshan before they switch. They have like almost full map control, so they're gonna be able to dictate the pace of the game very well.
Down go, bottom they go. Raven has got the BKB finished off. And actually looking to well, at least he's queued up the Diffusal so to add to his damage output. Bit of a late game Diffusal, but it's still very good item on Terrorblade.
Yep, pretty useful against the Morphling because you want to take away his mana.
Yeah, absolutely. If you can drain the tank and stop him from being able to continue with the combos. Yeah, it's as much damage as he does need the mana to do so.
Yeah, he's gonna need like a nullifier, I think, as well at some point to remove the GA, because that's gonna be another issue he's gonna face later. So many things that he needs. Then he needs like a plus armor item. That's why I suggested the AC, because you're against the Elder Titan. Oh my god, the list goes on. OD Pixel.
It really does. TnC, they are keeping the game going. They're still yet to lose a tier 3 tower. They're keeping their base defended. So maybe if they can continue to hold like this, they can look to turn it around if OG do mess up with a high ground push. On the side, Fly finds Sam H. It's going to follow up. Rod and Fiend's Repancy, they're throwing everything in on him at the same time, and with that in mind, Sam H is fine. They don't have the damage, and the rest of TnC come in to make sure that OG is kept away from the clock.
He is actually pretty tanky though. He's not an easy kill. 2.3 HP.
Yeah, I swear, like every game I see Sam H, he always builds a Crimson Guard, and I tell you what, it does do a lot of work. It's just funny because it's an item that a lot of other teams very rarely build into, but Sam H finding a place for it in most of the games that I've seen him.
I personally pretty much like the item a lot as well. Like I like it when enemies sieging, you're able to use it on your towers. I think that's something that people overlook as well. Like it helps you delay the push a lot.
Down bottom, OG will force out the fortification. Up top, Cuckoo's been caught out. No-Tail gets a solo kill.
Oh, big kill, man. Can they force the buyback here?
They are going to look to try and do so with Rezo, S4, Jarek's outside of the base. And as I say, that is the fortification already used. So no fortification, no Storm Spirit. They're going to zip in onto Rezo. Rezo forced out. Is fine. Actually, okay. So he turned himself into the Bane there.
Huh? The Bane?
Yeah, he just went into the Bane and went quickly back out. He didn't really do anything, but maybe just pressing all the buttons. Jump in, will burst down the clock. Buyback does come through from Sam H. Tier 3 down. OG have opened the base.
That's what I mean, man. You don't even need to use your ultimate.
He just uses it as a taunt. Jumps in, looks for Sam H. No-Tail's in as well. They put the Mystic Flare, but No-Tail and Rezo out to the side. Rezo falling a little low, but he's got the repel. He's A-OK. The ult coming in from Jarax is going to catch on to 2, 3, 4 dead, 5 dead. Buyback coming out from Raven. But Sam H is down for 70. There's no buyback on the Tusk as well. OG looking to disengage. They've already had a very good fight. No, they want to keep going. They've got the combo onto 1437. He's down. Triple kill for Rezo. Cuckoo zipping in with a sleep connects. No-Tail falling low, turns with the avalanche. GA comes out, saving them from the metamorphosized Raven. They'll turn back in onto the Storm. He's X'd up and now looking for Raven. They come in. Resolution turns into the Terrorblade to use the metamorphosis, and that is game over. GG, well played. Morphling, what a hero. I wonder if we're going to see it in the rest of this series. I feel like that's got to be banned early on. As this hero...
Yeah, that body's a blessing, girl. I ain't trying to pressure her, but she messed with the temperature. Heart wrote the song, but I am the messenger.